I was a teacher. So I did 10 years as an early childhood teacher, and then I retrained and became a primary school teacher. I knew how to teach children to read, but it just wasn't the same. Just like, yeah, I don't want to sit and listen. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do flashcards with me, Mum. Like, that's not how it works. So it was just completely, it was a whole different way of learning. So I taught a very systematic logical phonics program, but we didn't have codable text. There was nothing like that, or the ones that I saw were really rubbish. So when your Play to Read program came out, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's how I teach. Look, that's got activities, they are hands-on, she can play, there's nothing I need to go out and buy. And then there's a reading passage afterwards. It just slotted perfectly into the gap of how I knew you should teach and gave me all the resources to do it. And in a fun way that Matilda wanted to learn. Millie will sit nicely and do her maths, will sit nicely and do her writing, but when it came to reading, she's a flippity-gibbet and she wriggles and I don't know, she just can't sit still. But with the little manipulatives on your Play to Read, she's got something to tutu with. She has a frog that jumps from lily pad to lily pad. She has an apple she has to put in the basket. It just focuses her. She's just flying through it. Matilda was in a split level class. So she was in a year 1, 2. She was the youngest in the class and she was the top reader. And I had one mum come to me and say, how? Why is Matilda still progressing? Why is she still reading when we're only getting one reader home a week? And I went, because we're not reading that reader. Because she doesn't like it. It doesn't work for us. I said, so we're doing this really cool program called Play to Read. And I showed her my folder and I gave her one lesson and I said, look, this is what you need to do. So she was hooked. So she then went and got the program. And when he was away sick, or even when he went to school, he would run to the cupboard and grab his work out and he'd do it. And she was really excited about it. And she was just talking to me the other day and she said, you know, he was off sick and he's been off sick for a few days. And so he ran to the cupboard to grab his folder out. And she's like, and it's finished. He's done. And he was just devastated because he didn't have his reading to do. He didn't have his fun stuff to do. So I just thought that's the ultimate, isn't it? Isn't that what you want?
Yes.
You want them to love it so much that even when they're finished, they still want more. His reading is rocketing and it's all due to us sitting down to do the Play to Read program. You know, that's what I love. They were so excited to do reading, and reading's my passion. And as a teacher, I can't rate it enough. It is just fantastic. She's been doing it for 2 months. She's reading. She's reading. She's trying to sound everything out. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. And I can't thank you enough because you've just given my children the gift of reading, and it's so important.